Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom. Let me get the. This is Naaman with the Great Millstone Camp here in DC. Back for another video. But first and foremost, all right. Call Allah Yahweh by Hashem Al Shai by Hashem Rekah Kwadash, and of course, double honors go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations also go out to the fellow Akim that are out there on the highways and byways, pushing the truth across four corners of this earth. All right. While aided, of course, by the many, many videos that go out for the edification of our people, specifically the hopeful elect of our people, all right, to bring them back in the fold because, again, these prophecies are happening, all right, and you want to make sure that, hey, you repent, all right, and get yourself right, get your mind right, all right. This is the copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. All right, so what we have here is a large case of the wickedness that you had in store for others. Now it's coming back on you. And it doesn't feel so good, does it? This is a case where we talked about this briefly at camp yesterday, at the main camp. And yeah, this is in Utah where they're trying to build this 40,000 acre monstrous data center. All right, and there's opposition against it. And of course, the devil that they are, they're trying to spin it. The people that want to build, trying to spin it in their favor, all right, against the residents. Let's just take a look at this. Again, this is from the site Hawk Podcast.
If you've been following the news, you know that there is a massive data center that's going into Utah that the people of that community do not want. And one of the big financial backers of this project is Kevin O'Leary.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to show you this clip now of Kevin O'Leary being taken to task over the hypocrisy behind his thoughts on the people who oppose this project.
What's happening in Utah right now is we think over 90% of the protesters are actually not people that live in Utah or Box Elder County. They're being bussed in. And so people live in Utah aren't stupid. They see this happening. And they realize, why am I letting people from don't even live in my state make decisions for me? And I don't think it's going to work out for them. But there are professional protesters that are paid by somebody. I don't know.
It's the oldest trick in the book. If you can't discredit...
Yeah, real quick. I didn't want her to go that long, but we'll get it. But just to let you know who we're talking about, for those of you that may not remember this guy. All right. There was a show... let's get it here. Canadian-born guy, aka Mr. Stylized as Mr. Wonderful. All right, he's a Canadian businessman and television personality. For those of you who remember, he was on Shark Tank. All right, and then later on, Donald Trump would come on there. All right, these are birds of a feather, so to speak. Mark Cuban, billionaire. All right. You know, people will come on there with their ideas to try to get backing, to push their stuff through. He was one of them. You know, and he's the one making these comments here about, you know, the people don't know what they want, you know, pretty much along that line. Let's just go back to the video.
It's the oldest trick in the book. If you can't discredit the message, then try to discredit the messengers. So let me be clear. I'm Caroline Gleich. I live in Utah. I ski Utah's mountains. I drink Utah's water. I breathe Utah's air. I ran for U.S. Senate here. My husband, Rob, and his family are from here. My family's lived here for over 2 decades. My dog, she's awesome. The hundreds of Box Elder County residents who showed up to that meeting, they live there. They farm there. They raise their kids there. The only person in this story flying in from out of state is Kevin O'Leary. So he's right about one thing. Utahns aren't stupid. We can see exactly what's happening here.
Hundreds of residents of the community show up to protest. Kevin O'Leary says, without evidence, mind you, that 90% of these people were bussed in from somewhere else. And then says the people of Utah aren't stupid. They don't want somebody from out of state telling them what's what. Kevin O'Leary is a Canadian who lives in Florida. He is an outsider trying to tell the people of Utah what's what. We have the same problem going on here. We have a data center that was approved by the next town over, the Minooka Village Board, Minooka, Illinois. They approved a data center to go in just north of town that people in this community don't want either. And that project is run by or owned by or controlled by Equinix, a Redwood City, California-based digital infrastructure company. Who owns Equinix? Well, it's a publicly traded company overwhelmingly owned by institutional investors, with over 94% of its stock held by firms like Vanguard, BlackRock, and State Street.
State Street.
So that's awesome.
So this is the thing. These people are feeling like what Jake has felt for decades upon decades. All right? We don't have the power to really affect anything. And now these people that got huge, huge, all right, or I should say long paper, all right, now they're doing this to you. And you better believe where she was talking about there about her husband's family has been there, you know, or from there, and her family has been there for over 2 decades. These people are people of means, all right? So if they can do nothing, because like I said, he said BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street, and we know who runs those, all right? So they're going to do whatever they want to do. Again, they're trying to establish this new world order. They know that they are behind, all right? Because you got this contingent that went over there with the President Trump over to China, and they're envious about how China is running things over there. Now you look at that, and you look at America, and America is a shithole by comparison. See, it's this thing where they're their own racism. They're a victim of their own racism. All right, these people that they look down on for so long. All right, I'm talking about Moab in particular here. You go over there to China, and it's like almost like another world. And they have to put these restrictions on. Let's just use Chinese vehicles, cars, for example. The phones, because they're so much better than what Apple and Samsung has. So they have to keep from getting over here, because people wouldn't buy the shit that they make over here. I watch videos almost daily of you know, different influencers, especially when it has to do with vehicles. You know, tech in general, but vehicles and phones and things of that nature, cell phones. And it is, wow. You know, they're like leagues ahead. So you Americans, you proud Americans, and you look at this and you're like, why are you proud? You've been played for suckers for so long, and the only people that you have really to look down on is Jake. But now you're getting it. This is what I'm laughing about, because, hey, if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander, as the old saying goes. Turnabout is fair play, whatever have you, however you want to phrase it. All right, this is, again, scriptural. This is prophecy happening. All right. Let's see. Let's see here. Yeah, I've got a messed up screen protector. Forgive me. This is Psalm 7 and 14. I'll start. Behold, we're talking about the he here is the Edomites, from the elites on down, travaileth with iniquity, because they are the wicked. Malachi chapter 1, verses 1 through 4. The point is in 4. And hath conceived mischief and brought forth falsehood. He made a pit and digged it, and is fallen into the ditch which he made. His mischief shall return upon his own head. And this is what we're constantly seeing. All right, everything's backfiring on these devils. And his violent dealing shall come down upon his own pate. And therefore, 17, I will praise the Most High, whose name is Yahweh, according to his righteousness, and will sing praise to the name of the Most High, Yahweh, the Most High. So there you go. All right, this is in and of itself a reason to praise the Most High. All right, because he's turned the tables on these devils. This is their time. All right, and they're talking about, you know, this is the 250th year. Actually, July the 4th would be 250, and we all know the number limit on these kingdoms, and it's 250 years. So we expect a lot to go downhill. You know, they're going to have this big lead up and these celebrations on July the 4th. It's like, what are Jake celebrating it for? That's something that always got under me, got on my nerves. It's like, what the fuck is Jake celebrating July the 4th? What reason do you have to celebrate July the 4th? But Jake gets all caught up in the fanfare and the, just the, I guess, tradition, and not thinking about what was your situation in that time. Yeah. So, I said it wasn't going to be too long on this video. This is something that, this is why we should, all right, God dang it, be happy, because there we go. They're cannibalizing their own here, so to speak. And it's beautiful to see. You have a few like these two here, they've been telling their own why this is happening. I listen to these two. I listen to another one site, Paul Lance, and he's constantly going there. This is because of your racism. All right, and you've taken advantage of against the people who could not defend themselves. We know that it's because of the curses that were put upon us, because we refuse to obey the laws, statutes, and commandments, all right, of the Most High, which we said under contract, that is what a covenant is. And we broke that covenant, so there are consequences as a result. And we've been suffering those consequences. All right. So again, with that, these people are gonna more and more flip out. You're gonna see more and more instances of these motherfuckers going off in public spots, spaces. All right, and Jake should stay out of it. We just had two Jakes beat the shit out of someone in, was it Las Vegas? Went in and shot and killed his ex-wife and her husband, and yeah, he's sitting in court, face all swole up, eye almost soul shut. Yeah, they did a job on him. But you're not gonna hear anything else because it doesn't fit the narrative for Jake, But in any case, this is it. So fuck them. It couldn't happen to nicer people, I have to tell you. So with that, once again, I hope whoever views this video has been edified. That's what we do here at Great Millstone. All right, filters everything through the scriptures, so you'll know what time that you're in, and time is indeed short. All right, so this is the time to get your mind right, repent. All right, and along with that, keep your eyes and ears open for the reasons I just mentioned. All right, be very aware of who you're around. All right, so with that, until the next video, Shalom.